Good afternoon. This is the story of the BanyanDeer, and this is a story from the book called Jataka Tales by Ellen Babbitt, and that book is public domain in the U.S. There was once a deer the color of gold. His eyes were round like jewels, his horns were white as silver, his mouth was red like a flower, his hoofs were bright and hard. He had a large body and a fine tail. He lived in a forest and was king of a herd of 500 banyan deer. Nearby lived another herd of deer called the monkey deer, and they too had a king. Well, the king of that country was fond of hunting the deer and eating deer meat. He did not like to go alone, so he called the people of his town to go with him day after day. The townspeople did not like this, for while they were gone, no one did their work, so they decided to make a park and drive the deer into it. Then the king could go into the park and hunt, and they could go on with their daily work. They made a park, planted grass, and provided water for the deer, built a fence all around it, and drove the deer in. Then they shut the gate and went to the king to tell him that in the park nearby he could find all the deer he wanted. The king went at once to look at the deer. First he saw the two deer kings and granted them their lives. Then he looked at their great herds. Some days the king would go to hunt the deer. Sometimes his cook would go. As soon as any of the deer saw them, they would shake with fear and run. But when they had been hit once or twice, they would drop dead. The king of the banyan deer sent for the king of the monkey deer and said, "Friend, many of the deer are being killed. Many are wounded besides those who are killed. After this, suppose one from my herd goes up to be killed one day, and the next day let one from your herd go up. Fewer deer will be lost this way." The monkey deer agreed, and each day the deer whose turn it was would go and lie down, placing its head on the block. The cook would come and carry off the one he found lying there. One day the lot fell to a mother deer who had a young baby. She went to her king and said, "O king of the monkey deer, let the turn pass me by until my baby is old enough to get along without me. Then I will go and put my head on the block." But the king did not help her. He told her that if the lot had fallen to her, she must die. Then she went to the king of the banyan deer and asked him to save her. "Go back to your herd. I will go in your place," said he. The next day the cook found the king of the banyan deer lying with his head on the block. The cook went to the king, who came himself to find out about this. "King of the banyan deer, did I not grant you your life? Why are you lying here?" "O great king," said the king of the banyan deer, "a mother came with her young baby and told me that the lot had fallen to her. I could not ask anyone else to take her place, so I came myself." "King of the banyan deer, I never saw such kindness and mercy. Rise up, I grant your life and hers, nor will I hunt any more the deer in either park or forest." The end.